This, yeah, yeah, that's better. Okay. Hi, how you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're great because I am. I have a new scenario, a little bit different because I've been trying to do like some changes. Since I started this channel, I've really just been, trying to experiment and trying to figure out what works for me and what doesn't. So, I've been doing some changes here and there. If you don't know me, my name is Nahya, and this is the Divine Embodied, where we talk about spiritual healing, self development, and how to live as our most divine selves. If you want to dive deeper into these things, this is the place, and you can join the inner circle by subscribing here. Subscribing to the Inner Circle newsletter and following me on my Instagram at the Divine Embodied for a day-to-day look at how the healing actually looks in practice. When someone asks you who you are, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Is it your name, your age, your profession, maybe your hobbies or the qualities you think describe you, your friendliness, your shyness, maybe your extroverted nature? But do these things really define you? Or are they just external characteristics and behaviors that you've adopted? Come here. Come say hi. If you ask yourself who you are and you're left feeling unsure or lost, you're certainly not alone. In a world of constant stimulation, finding your true nature can feel nearly impossible. If you follow along with me here, you know that I like to draw inspiration from current life events that make me reflect. If you follow me on my Instagram, you know that I've currently been on a self discovery break, trying to figure out where I stand with my content and what kind of direction I want to take. Hence today's topic. We're going to talk about self discovery and we're going to explore what self discovery even is, why it plays such a big role in our lives, and how you can do it on your own. I'm going to share with you guys what I've been doing these past few days and also how it's been working for me. Self discovery is the process of exploring and understanding your own psyche, your personality, your values, beliefs, and even your desires. It's the journey of peeling back all of the layers of societal expectations and conditioning and uncovering who the real you actually is when all of those things aren't telling you who you're supposed to be. All of this is so that you can actually understand yourself, which, in my experience at least, is the key to actually feel fulfilled or to build some fulfillment in life. Without self discovery, you can find yourself trying to live a life or a dream that wasn't yours to begin with, all because you thought that that's what you're supposed to do or that you have to do, following paths that don't really resonate with you or with your desires. So, if you're feeling lost, unfulfilled, or unsure, these could be signs that a self discovery journey could be beneficial for you. So, listen up. By the way, number seven might be a little bit controversial. Number one, mindfulness and self reflection. Self discovery and mindfulness go hand in hand. Being present and aware of your thoughts, emotions, and experiences helps you notice and begin to identify patterns in your thought process, in your behaviors, and even in the way that you see others and the world around you. And that might seem intimidating, but that is exactly the spot you want to be in if you want to change anything. Because how can you change anything if you don't know what needs changing? And don't think of it as fixing something that is wrong with you, because that is a trap that we often fall in. I said it in some of my previous videos, and I'll say it here again. You cannot bully yourself into doing something better or into being somewhere that you haven't been before or you currently are not in. You can only accept where you are and evolve from it. But first, to do that, you need to acknowledge where you are. Number two, exploring your passions and interests. Spending time doing something that you genuinely find interesting is a great way of finding out what actually pushes you and what speaks to you. A lot of times, the true self you're trying to get to, the one beyond all of the mundane of life, is hidden in the hobbies that you love and that captivate you, but you just can't seem to find the time or the motivation to do them. What you need is commitment and discipline, not motivation, because motivation is a fleeting feeling. Motivation is dependent on that adrenaline rush that you first get doing it. But then once it's gone, what's keeping you there? Besides the commitment that you have with your own improvement, with your own discovery, with your own betterment. That's discipline, not motivation. That's what you need to get started, to figure out if you're actually valuing knowing yourself or if you just like the sound of it. One of my biggest passions is writing, which I started doing a lot more of since I started doing these YouTube videos because they require scripting. But I also really love free writing in my journaling practice. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can be a powerful tool for self discovery. It's not for no reason that self discovery journaling prompts exist, which, by the way, I have them in my 100 plus prompts ebook. You can find a link to it below. But to me, writing has really been an amazing way not only to open myself up to new depths within, but also to keep a log of my growth over time, which I can look back to and actually see how far I've come. And if I've already come this far, what's stopping me from going further? Number three, asking the right questions. Questions like, what do I value the most? What makes me happy? What are my strengths that I should lean on? And my weaknesses that I could improve. They can guide you towards really understanding who you are better than the narrative that you feel lost and unsure because that's just who you are. A negative point of view will only generate a negative life experience and it won't allow you to keep moving forward. Even if you don't feel like you're in the best place now, the only way to open a path to something evolving in your favor is embracing where you're at with curiosity rather than fear. Number four, committing to continuous learning. Self discovery isn't a one time event, it's a lifelong process. And honestly, there's no other way this could be. You never stop growing, and you should never strive to stop. There's always something new to find out, and there's always more room for you to grow. Part of the self discovery journey is realizing that you will sometimes have to do a check in with yourself when you've done some progress or when you've grown past a place where maybe you were already familiar with being in when you've learned new things and evolved. So sometimes needing that self discovery check in isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not because you feel innately lost or unsure, it's because maybe you've entered a new chapter, or maybe a new chapter is calling you in. But this self discovery journey is realizing that it takes commitment to keep coming back to it, to keep diving in and within. And this isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. Number five, embracing change and uncertainty. As you grow and change, so will your sense of self. And sometimes this can be tough because we often associate and attach our identity to certain aspects of our life. No matter how healed we think we are or how aware we think we are, it's part of human nature. But we can shift and redirect ourselves, and that is what we need to embrace and not fear. Number six is self compassion. All of this that I've mentioned previously obviously requires discipline, as I said before, but it also requires a great deal of self compassion. It has been shown that as humans, we don't really learn the most effective way through negative reinforcement and punishment. And like I said before, you cannot bully yourself into growing. So, actually being compassionate towards yourself can allow you to feel safe to actually uncover some things that maybe you might not like the most about yourself. But rather than seeing it from a judging eye, you will actually be able to see it as a point from which you can pivot, an aspect in which you could grow even more. Number seven, this is the controversial one. Seek feedback from those who matter. I say this might be a little bit controversial. It's not really, honestly. Sorry for the hate. I say that because I know it's popular to pursue the only opinion that matters is your own and the I don't need other people narrative. And that can be true to a certain extent, but I will never advocate for you or for anyone to actively pursue loneliness as a lifestyle. And I will never actively advocate for anyone to hop on the I don't have feelings train. Like, that is so middle school. Caring isn't uncool. Yes, you are the narrator in your own life. And yes, your perception of yourself and of the world are a big factor in your decision making process. But we are always seeking community and allowing in people who genuinely care about us and our well being can do just as much as learning how to trust ourselves. And sometimes these people who really want the best for us can see aspects in ourselves that we might be overlooking. If you open yourself to ask a friend or to ask someone who you consider more wise and experienced in a certain aspect for their perspective, you can actually get some pretty helpful insight. And then you can, of course, filter this through your own judgment and fit it into your life in a way that actually applies to you if it does. The point here is that people aren't always the enemy. Finally, number eight, explore different paths. Experiment with different experiences, with different hobbies, with different career paths if that's what you're being called to do. But each experience adds depth to your understanding of yourself. And trust me when I say this, and this is actually something that I have on a post-it here on my pin board. Let me actually. You can never close doors by learning more. So, if you're feeling stagnant in life, a self discovery break can actually help you break free from the rut and find a new direction. The self discovery break that I've been taking has really allowed me to reevaluate what I love, what I'm passionate about, the way I've been growing, and how I want to continue to grow. And it's really crucial for our overall growth to just be able to cope with these shifts, especially the unexpected ones. So, taking these moments as a chance to connect with yourself and do some self discovery can be a pretty amazing way to handle them. It can help you develop a stronger and more independent sense of self if you're going through a spiritual or emotional healing journey. But regardless of where you are in life, you will always have yourself. That is possibly the one thing that you can never run away from. Realizing the importance of knowing ourselves is an important step to our personal development as humans. And you can easily start today by just taking small steps. Thank you for being here. I hope this reached you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share this to someone who you know that has been trying to learn a little bit more about themselves, and subscribe to my channel for more content about personal development and about how to live as our most divine selves. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Inner Circle newsletter and follow me on my Instagram at The Divine Embodied to join the Inner Circle. You can find all of the links below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.